Gur magat a caithfear légas ocht an taim agus an deis seo a chuirtam. Rachig mé gan bhuail chuig obair háchtach an lé. Taragam go nenam nóig dá Éirden an teachta Micheál Martin chun na ceappa ag an uachtarán mar híiseach. Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast. When the great playwright William Shakespeare composed these lines some 400 years ago, I imagine he never envisaged the 160 deputies of the 33rd Dáil taking his advice quite so much to heart. But here we are. It will soon be 5 months since each one of us was given a mandate to serve as a member of Dáil Éirden. When we first met on the 20th of February, the unprecedented diversity of this Dáil meant that we were unable to elect a Taoiseach. Soon afterwards, our country began and continues to feel the impact of a global pandemic of a scale and magnitude which has not been seen for over 100 years. These have been difficult months, during which every part of our society has experienced an unprecedented strain. The priority has quite rightly been on trying to bring the pandemic under control and to limit its impact. Exceptional efforts have also been undertaken to make sure that we have continued to have a functioning government and parliament. However, the constitutional and political imperative to form a new government after a general election has always remained. The Fianna Fáil party has worked within its mandate to engage with others, firstly on core principles, and then on the much harder work of agreeing a detailed programme for government. We have also engaged with a range of non-party deputies. The resultant programme for government sets out a clear roadmap for recovery and renewal in our country. It commits to an investment-led recovery and urgent, proactive action. On housing, health, education, the historic challenge of tackling climate change and many other areas, it is a comprehensive plan which, without doubt, involves compromise, but at its very core, it is true to the democratic mandates which we all received on the 8th of February last. Without question, there have been trying and testing days over these past number of months, but as always, a hard beginning maketh a good ending. And so it followed yesterday. The memberships of Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and the Green Party voted overwhelmingly and unequivocally to ratify the programme for government. It is now my very great honour to begin our work together by proposing that Dáil Éirden nominate Deputy Micheál Martin for appointment by Uachtarán na hÉirden to the office of Taoiseach. If one looks through the record of the Dáil, one will find that the debate on the nomination of Taoiseach has often been full of angry, partisan speeches. The debate in 1959, when Sean Lemass, our most transformative Taoiseach, was nominated, was just such an occasion. However, in the midst of all, Deputy Noel Browne showed a very different and positive side of politics. Without in any way minimising the differences which he had with Lemass on policy, Browne said that if you look back on his ministerial record, and I quote him directly here, "You must give credit to the man," unquote. And that is the case today. When we look at the record of Deputy Micheál Martin, you must give credit to the man. By every fair measure, he has used his time in high office to deliver vital and sustained progress for the Irish people. Micheál Martin was, without question, a reforming and progressive Minister for Education. He created the first ever programme of support for children with autism and support for special needs in mainstream education. He created the Educational Psychology Service, the core of the DEIS programme for disadvantaged schools, and many other initiatives. The rapid expansion of multi-denominational schools in Gaelscoileanna was begun by him, and he implemented the only reform to the primary school curriculum in the past 50 years. In fact, in every part of our education system, Micheál Martin has left both a lasting and a positive legacy. As Minister for Health, he faced down many challenges to deliver policies which have, according to every independent study, quite literally saved tens of thousands of lives. As Minister for Enterprise, he continued his radical work in developing the research capacity of our country and reorienting inward investment towards industries which could compete and thrive in the new economy. These are the very sectors which have survived and supported public finances in the face of first a global recession and then a global pandemic. And in the Department of Foreign Affairs, he has led successful negotiations both in Europe and with all parties in Northern Ireland. Internationally, he pushed forward Ireland's work on non-proliferation and placed Ireland at the centre of the push for action on humanitarian issues such as the Gaza blockade. For those who only see politics from a cynical or competitive perspective, nothing will ever persuade them, but so be it. As Theodore Roosevelt reminds us, it is not the critic who counts. Deputy Micheál Martin has a proud record of valiantly delivering for the people of this free republic. Many of the loudest and most angry voices who fill our debates with attacks on the right of a majority in this democratically elected Parliament to form a government will, no doubt, once again make partisan and perhaps personal comments. But we will not be deterred. The programme for government, which has been agreed by Fianna Fáil with Fine Gael and the Green Party, is a positive programme of change. It is a progressive programme of change. It is a proactive programme of change. Deputy Micheál Martin has the record, the talent and the tenacity we need to lead this new government and to serve all of the people of our country with distinction in the office of Taoiseach. Arisht a Chahirlig, Paragam, Gynanam Noig Dal Erden, an Teachta Micheál Martin, chun a ceappa ag an Uachtaráin mar Taoiseach. Gur maithfid.